gods and mortals meet. Legends rise from ancient stone. Heroes' fates are yet unknown. Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. From the ruins of the past to the battles that will last, every choice a path to tread. In this world where fate is led, Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. Through the trials, through the pain, destinies in blood are stained. Magic weaves the threads of time. In Travial, where legends glide. Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. So gather close, the tale begins in Travial, where the dark wind sings. Join the fight, take up the call, for in this world, heroes rise or they fall. Where the echoes call, in the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name.
Welcome everyone to the Travial Planar War. My name is Ruby Mad Hatter. I am the DM. I am also playing an NPC named Sylvana Frostfire, who is traveling with the party. To my left, if you see on here, going from the bottom up, we have the fat guy playing Hedon.
What's going on?
And then we have Faye Dorian, who is playing Belle and Miss Daye.
Bonjour.
And then we have Melody playing Vina Quester.
Hello.
Then we have the Mighty Inquisition playing Jose Questor.
Hello, you delightful god botherers. Tell me, how's your faith today?
Where's my frying pan?
And then we have Anne, my wife, who is playing Draha Kulir.
Hello.
And then lastly, we have Angewoman, or Angeruin, depending on whichever name you want to look up, playing Rai Hajime.
Hello.
All right. So where we left off last game, the party had successfully snuck into Firewing Outpost. They're hiding in a safe house for the Moritan's Assassins Guild. Though the party does not know it's the Assassins Guild.
No. The player did not fully comprehend that it was the Moritan's Assassin's Guild.
Yeah.
Or did he?
You, I am not saying anything about. Me? It's like, I have less brain cells than Belle does, sadly.
So the party is there. Belle and I think it was Rai met with Marius and showed.
Yeah, the throuple went to go see Marius.
Yep, the throuple went to see Marius and showed him a few things. He said in return for getting this bounty removed, off of Firewing Outpost, he would require two things. One was study of the artifact. He would give it back, but he's going to hold on to it for now. And the other thing was assistance with further research later on. Which, that perked up Belle's ears.
So, did I meet Marius or not? Because I got something I got to go turn in anyway later.
Yes and no. And here's the thing. What we did in order to get that ball rolling, Anne, was we just kind of hand waved that Belle had the object, or Sylvana did.
Sylvana did.
The
Yeah.
extra piece that I had hidden.
Yeah, the extra piece you had hidden.
Oh, not one of the little
No.
smaller
No.
ones?
No, she had the big
No.
one.
I had the eye out of the big thing.
Yeah, that's what got Marius's attention, was the big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're playing with the little ones then.
Yeah, you've been playing with the little ones. She's got the big main power core.
I didn't show anybody that I had it when I saw how crazy the sailors went about these things. I was like, I'm just going to leave that stuffed in my shirt and then shove it in my heaver sack.
Yeah. So
Yes.
where we left off was the party getting back to the safe house. Mind you, something also happened last game, which was a proposal occurred.
Aw!
Yep.
Yep.
Is this where I'm gonna get the paperwork?
What was that, hon?
This is after or before I got the paperwork for the Irritaran bullshit.
That would be... The proposal happened before.
Okay, so I must have just told you that I went and grabbed all the paperwork just to so they had it for Irritara's bullshit of paperwork.
Yes. So...
Thank you for keeping that in mind. Belle is more than a bit distracted.
Yeah, so Sylvana and Belle, girl squeed.
Mm-hmm.
Though Belle's girl squeed significantly more than Sylvana did, because Sylvana's more, emotionally suppressed.
Belle is all over the place because she's also having big anxiety attacks now. Thank you so much, you precious, beautiful, empty-headed... Yeah. And he's like, pokes Rye.
So where we pick up is, you guys are in the safe house, and Draha has begun cooking something for dinner on her flaming frying pan.
The perks of having it have the flaming splatter. I don't need a heat source to make food.
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, yes. So, she had picked up, like, a few assorted meats from the area, so it's mostly, like, pork and fish.
Mm-hmm.
And she started frying them on the pan.
I'm
now
also
the
having tubers roasting on the bottom side of the pan.
Yeah. Now, mind you, she kind of leaves the pan in a place where it's not going to catch anything on fire, so that she can turn and grab some spices. And while the throuple is in deep conversation with each other about wedding plans and things of that nature, Guy is distracted sharpening whatever knives he has.
Mm-hmm.
And Jose and V are, staring lovingly into each other's eyes.
As per the usual. And or causing havoc. One of the two.
Yeah. But
like they'll just be hugging on the V, remarking, "God damn it, woman, you're lovable and squeezable and very huggable."
So Draha turns away from it to get some spices. By the time she turns back, the food on the pan is gone. You guys just hear Draha just go, "The fuck?"
So this is while we're waiting for things to go through on Marius's end, because
Yes. He did ask for
Yes.
a day. He said he'll take a day to do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, you just heard Draha go, "The fuck?"
I am now searching and trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to my food.
All right. So you see Draha like looking around the room, like, what the fuck just happened? Where is it? So and so. Is Draha gonna ask any of the others about what just happened?
Who touched the fucking pan?
Eh?
Are you
Everything
referring
on
to
my
when
pan
you-
just disappeared. Who took it?
Nobody told me dinner was ready.
It wasn't. It was still half raw.
Now,
Right.
being a cat person, I like raw meat, but I don't like it half burnt like you humans make yours. So it wasn't me.
So I will need a perception check from everybody. I already got Draha's.
Is like it's like do, and
Oh, V just found a raw sandwich.
all right, and I'm
No,
trying.
V is still too enamored with Jose to actually look at it.
Oh no, Melody. It's a common joke with the party or our group that if you roll a 1 on a perception check, you find a sandwich.
Ah,
Yes. Your man sandwich in front of you.
Doesn't matter where we
I
go.
was about to say something like
You
that.
roll a 1 on a perception check sandwich.
Sandwich.
Right.
All right.
I
So-
mean, we do have a throuple, so
Yeah. So Draha will notice this
True.
first. Sylvana second. Hedon third. Bell fourth. And Rai fifth. And then Vina and Jose are just too enamored with each other to notice. All right. So I will be posting a picture in Discord, and I'll be putting it up on the screen here shortly. All right. As soon as I get the picture up again. Because I don't want to put up Dishonored. That's not what I want. All right. All right. So I saved the picture, so here we go. This is what you guys see under the bed. It's chewing on a shoe currently. Just like a
I
random
died
shoe.
and grabbed the thing.
Like,
so cute.
you see it like kind of freak out for a second.
What the fuck is it?
Can we keep it?
You
So
see it
weird
like
looking
stick
cat.
out. You see it stick out its tongue, and like its tongue goes up its nose and goes.
Sounds like Stitch.
Yeah, it does.
Momo and Stitch have been smashed together.
Stitch and Momo from
Almost
Avatar.
a cabot.
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the inspiration for this little critter.
Can very much see that.
Yeah.
I look at it, it's like, I don't know what this thing is. Hey, magic-y types. What the fuck is it? Because this isn't the normal color.
Is that
You can do a.
Oh,
You could try
Jord?
you pick a knowledge and go for it. I love how everybody's picking a different knowledge.
This
Random
is-
knowledge.
Oh, we
Come on,
finally
down you something, damn it.
All right. So, knowledge arcana. This is not a dragon. This is not a magical beast. So, not really anything there to help you on that front. Knowledge the planes. It's obviously planar in some form, but you can't quite get what. Knowledge dungeoneering. This thing comes up as a planar aberration.
Okay.
So there is that. Knowledge religion. You have no goddamn clue what this is religious wise.
That's the only thing I could roll.
And knowledge local. Oh goody. Knowledge local. Alright. Melody, I'm gonna borrow you for a minute.
Oh no.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Alright. Oh, accidentally left Inquisition sleeping picture up. Alright, there we go. You have heard local stories about every time this little thing shows up, it causes chaos.
I believe that.
It's not malicious, at least people don't think it is, but things have a tendency to disappear near this thing.
All right. It's mischievous.
Yep. Alright, there you go. Alright. Oh, hey, what the? Come on. Are you gonna work for me here? There it goes.
I think I remember hearing some things about this, some legends about this, and it's not like evil or anything. It just likes to make a little trouble, and not in a bad way, but it likes to have fun. It's
Don't we already have one of those?
It likes to have fun the same way that Jose likes to have fun.
I'm
Oh, no.
holding. I now look at it
no.
very suspiciously while I have it scruffed like a cat.
I'm gonna slowly look at V and then slowly look back at the little creature.
Okay, as you're
And
looking at...
simply remark. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, go ahead and do your slowly remark.
I'm gonna slowly remark. Do you understand what I'm saying, little one?
Alright. Bell, knowledge history, you get something of an idea that this thing has shown up in history before, but you just can't put your finger on it. You know, it's like if you did some deeper research in a library, you might get it. Alright. So
There is another trickster other than you're in Saeed. I know that much.
yeah, you have that much. There is another trickster. As Draha is holding this thing scruffed like a cat, you'll see its head do like a quick 180 twist and look at her and just smile, and then its head just snaps back.
It suddenly goes flying because that freaks out Jaha, and her instinct is to throw it.
So it goes like, wah! And it like hits a wall, and it just like kind of...
It hit the ceiling because it went up.
All right, so it hits the ceiling, it splats on the ceiling for a second, and then falls to the ground.
It's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, you scared me.
And it just
Can I
runs
try
around.
to catch it?
Yeah, okay, you catch it? All right. Oh yeah, you catch it. So, like, after a few moments of chasing it around the room, you do catch it and just kind of looks at you and just, like, with its all big eyes, and then smiles, and then it just opens its mouth wide and just licks your face.
I was picturing the Benny Hill theme while Jose was chasing after it.
Same.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, I'm supposed to be playing music.
This thing is very Stitch coded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to look at it after it licks my face and go, ugh, I knew having a pet would be difficult, but you're mine now.
But it's my job to groom you, sweetheart.
You guys...
I walk over. You going to
You
get
know, I'm suddenly a little distracted, and I turn to a certain someone who was just holding the pet, and I go, time to go back to Mama, as I throw him towards her, and I run over to V, and I just go, I think we should depart for a little private time, my dear.
The thing lands on, like, Draha's chest and just, like, clings on for dear life.
Oh god.
It was like, I have taken out my holy symbol and I'm just brandishing it at the thing.
Ryan's just
pretty
really
much
curious
laying on top
about
of
it.
mine, so It's not burning from holy symbol, so it's not evil, whatever it is.
Not a deity of a particular good or evil, but is just and Belle just goes into a sort of prayer, just asking for knowledge, and is like, oh yeah, I remember now. I slowly approach the thing and just with my other hand just sort of try to touch it anywhere other than the mouth. And I automatically get a 24. I don't know why it rolled.
That's weird. It is what it is. Alright. So you get a lore check. Alright, you learn about its abilities and weaknesses. Okay. I'm gonna borrow
Did
Faye
I
now.
just put my finger in a light socket?
Oh, what the fuck? Give me a second. So if I pull myself anywhere, it has an issue changing it over. Okay, good to know. Alright. So, with your lore, you know its abilities and weaknesses. This thing is attached to the divine.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that you can sense that it has some form of divine rank. But you cannot identify what level.
Okay. It's something that may or may not be reaching vassal level.
It is definitely at least reached vassal level, because vassals have the minimum divine rank.
Mm-hmm.
So you know it's as powerful as a vassal. Like, you identified that it has a divine rank. You just can't see the number.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yay.
Yeah. So there is that. You do find that, let's see, touch check, proven knowledge check. Let's see, abilities and weaknesses. It has massive regenerative capabilities. So it's able to take quite a punishment. Well,
we just watched it just get yeeted into the ceiling, so...
Yeah. But you do know one of its weaknesses would be, it requires sustenance to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
So, there is that. You also know by touching it, you will see that pink bow.
Oh.
And that pink bow is part of it. Not an adornment, it's actually part of the creature.
Okay.
So, like, if you were to try to cut the bow off, it would literally regenerate back.
Okay.
So, that is the information you get. Alright, I'm back.
And so am I. And I'm still wondering whether or not I have the equivalent of putting my finger in a light bulb reaction.
It's definitely a shocking development.
Okay.
So,
And I am doing my best to back away.
alright. So you guys would notice, those who've interacted with it closely, that it's got some sort of like pink bow as like a collar around its neck. And it's tied in a simple pink like design. Like,
Okay.
yeah, pink bow tie design.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well. But this thing is. It is on the level of at least being a peer to the vassals. So.
Sylvana's gonna
Divine?
blame.
Oh, yes.
I just hold it up and look at its face, going, "The fuck are you?"
And it just
All right.
it grins, just a big toothy grin.
Hey, Belle, you and I are going to the temple with this thing.
And she has a torn moment looking at Sylvana, and
Actually, just stay here and make wedding plans. I'm taking this thing to the temple and trying to figure out what the hell it is.
At this point, Sylvana.
No.
We're going.
I was about to say, after being torn for a moment, she looks to Rai and is like, everybody else is staying here as well. Just, I'll be back soon.
Yeah, no, Sylvana's coming with Coach. Her scientific curiosity is like, I need to know.
Is it safe for you to go with us?
She will cover herself as much as she can.
Yeah, she's technically she's Clark Kenting it sort of with a brown dye job, but is like Belle will once again be like yanking down her hood as soon as she puts her cape and whatnot on, and is like, okay, so you are coming with us. I am Velcroed to you. So, Rai, what would you like to do about this situation? We are lemmings now.
Of course, I will go with you. I need to carry us,
Mm-hmm.
Sylvana will turn the heat on and go, keep the fort down, and I guess at this point, she'll like dig into her bag for a moment and pull out like 10 gold and hand it to Hedon and go,
Okay.
Can you do us a favor and buy us dinner, since apparently our dinner was just eaten?
Yeah, I think I can handle that.
Thank you so much, Hedon. That would be most appreciative.
Oui, merci.
So as you guys start walking through, the creature once outside will see the sun, and you'll see it look up for a second and go to the sun. As like
I
there's
just poke over my hand while I'm keeping it scruffed.
well, no, I was gonna say like there's that sudden change of light is what it hisses at, and then it quickly just dives under Draha's shirt, because Draha's the one that's holding it.
I have it scruffed. How the fuck did it pull that off?
It goes and you see it like just slide out of your hand.
Blink, blink. God damn it. Okay, let's get to the temple and so we can detach this thing.
Is still there with you, right?
It pokes its head out of like her shirt and looks around, and then grins, and then just kind of like scratches down to where you barely see the top of its head.
It's nestled between my boobs. I don't like this.
By the way,
No.
the thing's size, by the way, is a house cat. It is the size of a house cat.
So it's small.
Yeah, it's small.
Okay.
So you go to the temple in the area, which it's primarily a temple to a mixture of Saturnos and Astraeos. But there are other deities that are welcomed there. As you approach, you'll see a
We
gentleman.
can try to find the highest ranked person that will talk to us.
Yeah, as you guys approach the temple, you'll see a young man kind of sitting up front. He's like sweeping the steps after the end of the day. And he just looks up and goes, "Oh, welcome to the temple for Saturnos and Astraeos. How may us humble petitioners assist you today?"
I need to talk to one of your high-ranked clerics because we found something that's coming up as divine that makes no logical sense to us.
Oh,
And it's currently attached to me.
I see. That's rather interesting. Give me one moment. Please come to the temple. I'll see who I could find to answer your questions. And he'll like lead you into the temple through the big wooden doors, and he'll sit you on a few pews. And at this point, the little critter is going to escape the shirt, and you'll see him start just running around the pews.
I immediately try and capture it again.
All right. The thing that definitely gets the group's attention, though, is when it picks up a... I don't want to say a candelabra. That's not quite right. It's like that 3-pronged candle thing that you can hold in your hand.
Yeah.
All
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
It'll pick up one of those. It's like a small version of that. It'll look at it, kind of like bang it on the wooden, the stone altar, and then you'll just see it start taking bites out of it and eating it.
While it's distracted, I recapture it and grab it and say, "No, bad Chompy."
Oh.
It seems it likes to eat things.
Yes, it needs to.
I pull out a chunk of jerky.
Oh yeah, it will grab the turkey with its tongue, put it into its mouth, and like the chunk is slightly bigger than his mouth, but you'll see his mouth slightly unhinge, and he just eats it whole.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's not disturbing.
I check the thing. It's like, okay, we need to figure out what the fuck this thing is.
So the high priest of Astreos comes down, and he is with 2 other priests. One is a priest of a priest of Lady Liptina Eterna.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is a priestess of Amnu Ketna.
I have it re-scrubbed at this point.
Yep.
And once Belle recognizes the priestess of Amuketna, she just does bows and signs and stuff like that.
Yep. And she will do it back as appropriate. She is a slightly higher ranked than Belle, but she is not like, oh my god, high ranked in the temple. It's just more like she happens to be the highest ranked Amnu Ketna priest who's in the area.
Yeah, it is like she's the one serving at the temple, and but he deserves a certain amount of professional respect.
Oh, yeah. She will immediately, after giving you a proper greeting, she will turn to the creature and just go, interesting. And, like, you'll see her cast a spell real quick, and, like, mage hand pick up the creature and hold it in midair.
I wish I thought of that.
The priest of Astreos is kind of sitting back, and he's just, like, stroking his chin slowly. Almost lost in thought. He has not said a word yet. And, the priest of Saturnos is just like, I'm coming up with nothing for this. Any of you have any indication of what this might be? In which case, you'll see the priest of Astreos suddenly move his hands, and it looks like he's casting a spell, but nothing happens. And the Saturnos priest kind of nods and goes, yeah, that was my results as well.
It just kind of showed up where we were staying, decided to eat everything out of a flaming hot frying pan, and then randomly 180 its own head, unhinge its jaw, survive accidentally being thrown into the ceiling when it freaked us out when it did such, and it comes up as divine.
Yes. It's akin to a vassal, at least.
He goes, interesting. And you'll see her reach out and, like, she'll do, like, a quick prayer to Amnu Ketna. And, like, this is a humanoid woman. She is obviously from Sahir. She has, like, the Middle Eastern kind of skin color.
Uh-huh.
Things of that nature. But you'll see her, like, well-kept hand kind of reach out and touch the creature while it's glowing. And she'll blink for a few moments, and then immediately start saying something in Sahiran, and pull out a book.
Yeah, and Belle is like, I understand that.
Yeah. Now, what she's actually saying, because I know several people here speak Sahiran, it's just mumbling to herself. She's like, I know I've seen this somewhere before, like that kind of self, talk.
Right? Right?
And she'll start flipping through a book and just be like, okay. And she'll go, oh. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was like, if this is some sort of opportunity for a roll, I would have been happy to do so, but it has been successful.
I was gonna say, go ahead and give me a roll, because
right.
one, you could assist, and two, you have access to the small library here, which would give you a +2.
Okay, so as an individual thing, and it's like how I recognize it as well was history.
Yep.
And with the +2, that would have been a 26.
Okay. This thing, because the DC was 25 and you rolled a 24 before as well. This thing has shown up several times throughout history, usually around major events.
Oh, yay.
The last time it showed up was during the Hive incident with all the Hive dragons.
Oh. And if I recall correctly, the people that helped found this place was involved in that.
Yes. Shen Kobo in particular was one of the members of the group, as well as his captain of the guard, Willow, and her wife, Cherry, were involved in that incident.
So it makes sense that it's here. Maybe they made friends with it?
Then why is it bothering us?
One part the wild animal logic, one part
Yeah.
divine, unknowable, higher things.
I think I should go return this to Willow, because that might save us a headache. Because I'm more likely to be able to talk to Willow than I am going to be able to talk to Mr. Kobo.
That's still pretty high ranking.
Yes, but Willow comes to check on the arena on occasion. Like once a day.
Yeah, and it's evening. It's past that time.
Yeah, which means I can do it tomorrow.
Alright.
Alright. Well. So until then, do we leave it here or do we bring it with us?
I don't think it's gonna stay here, is it?
They're like, we'll try to keep it here. I mean, there's people we know that would probably try to look at it and try to see what it is. We might be able to help with that.
I think it might go wherever it wants to go. Either way. So, at least if we have it with us, we know, and it's not going to surprise us.
That's fair.
Do you want to hold on to it?
Not personally.
The best. I got it. And I literally just go and re-scruff it in midair.
And it's like, oh. Alright, and so you head back to the safe house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Guy,
Yes.
can I please get a diplomacy check from you to see what quality of food you end up finding?
31.
Okay, you find some really damn good food.
Of course.
Alright. So you guys are walking back to the safe house. Guy's gotten the food.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn good food at that.
yeah, damn good food at that. Rye, you feel a little nostalgic walking these streets because this is not Itagaya, but this is the closest you've been to Itagaya, like aesthetically, since leaving the country.
Yeah.
So there are several things that you have found that are like you look at it and go, "Oh, I remember that."
Yeah.
And as you
It's
kind
like homesick
as you
now.
as you pass by a few vendors that are in the process of closing up shop, Savannah's gonna stop at one of them after seeing you kind of longingly look at it for a few moments.
Okay.
And she'll go, she'll talk with the vendor. There'll be some discussions, and she will hand the vendor 20 gold. And the vendor will, thank her profusely, things of that nature. And in which case, she will then... give me a second. Let me make sure I can save this. Yep, it's a JPEG. Yay! Give me a second. All 20 games. Travial. I just want to make sure I save this. Alright. She will get something that's in a roll and kind of go over to Rye and just go, you've given me so many gifts, and I feel that I've been rather remiss in getting you one. And so she will hand Rye the following thing. I put it in Discord.
Ooh, I like it. Thank you, but you shouldn't have.
That is lovely.
That is
It
pretty.
is. It is.
Yep. And now it's up on Discord. There we go. There we go.
Aha.
There we go. It's up on the video as well now. So she spent 20 gold, got him a nice little ink painting, and it's like something to remind you of home before we get there.
Thank you. I'm kind of feeling homesick now.
Cool.
Well, Sylvana will nod and go, I've never really felt homesick, and I don't think I ever will. But I feel wherever the two of you are, I'll probably consider home.
Aww.
Yeah.
You're so cute. Let's get back to where it's safe.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Touchy moment,
Yeah.
but let's get safety.
Let's get to safety, and then we can have touchy moments so we don't get stabbed in the street.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So you get back to the safe house. Guy, you have found a decent variety of food. Now, you do know that to reheat it appropriately, you'll have to have Draha do it with her pan.
Well, of course.
Because while there is a stove here, it's not really good.
See, I got the food. I was asked to get food. I was not asked to cook food.
Right.
Fair.
So what Guy brought back was a variety of cut up fish, a few pieces of pork, some root vegetables, some potatoes, and some packaged in paper wrapping noodles, like dried noodles.
Rice noodles.
Yeah.
Have they transplanted bamboo here at this point?
Yes.
I immediately go, I will be right. I hand the fuzzy critter to whoever will take it. It's like, hold this. I'm going to go grab a couple big
Potato,
pieces
hot
of
potato,
bamboo.
hot potato. It's like, I can easily see Belle being like, what?
What?
I
Like-
shove it into Cedric's hands and go, you hold it. I'm going to go. I need bamboo chunks.
All right. After she leaves, the creature will crawl up onto like his head and just start like lightly chewing on his head. And
So tasty.
you can see
How
Cedric
is
is
it?
like twitching slightly.
I am surprisingly okay with this. This makes me happy.
Well, Draha doesn't know it happened. It happened after she left.
I know, but and the player is amused by this.
All right. Draha, you go out and what? You get some bamboo?
Yes, because I'm going to cook this inside the bamboo.
Okay. So Draha comes back. She makes like a little bamboo cooking dish thing, and she makes like various dishes, including with the ingredients available. Rai, you get ramen.
Yay!
Literally, Rye would also notice how because if you use bamboo, if you cut and leave the one side end naturally sealed, you cut it open, you can put fish and meats and spices into it, and seal the other end with a potato, and cut it flat and stick it into a fire, and it just roasts inside the bamboo.
Cool.
So Rye would probably recognize that too.
So the evening progresses. You guys eat. You get some rest. Mind you, this is a barracks-like room, so there are no bedrooms. There is a little chamber pot area that it's its own separate closet, but that's about it.
That's fine. We've slept in crappy inns before. We're adventurers. This is nothing new.
All right.
Yep.
So you wake up in the morning. The critter is gone.
I don't know whether to be relieved or worried that it's disappeared.
Probably both.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be fair about it. We don't know anything about it. Y'all would learn that it appears in pretty drastic times. So, fair assumption to say word that is gone, and
The last time it appeared, according to what Belle said, because you guys would have talked throughout the evening, this thing showed up to a group of people who ended up becoming the heroes of the Hive encounter.
Wait.
Is this like an indication that we're going to be some sort of heroes?
It sounds like it.
Maybe. Let's go see if I can. I'm gonna go wait by the arena and pull a couple shifts on arena cleric duty to see when Willow comes by and see if I can't ask her a few questions, because she sometimes is more cooperative when you're by the arena.
All right, fair enough, Sylvana says. And as Sylvana's about to speak, a person comes in through the door and kind of looks around and goes, "Oh, there are people here." And he kind of just goes, "Who?"
Flaming frying pan in hand, looking at this guy like, "Are you a threat?"
You're not my target, so therefore no. Who's a member of the guild?
of which guild?
The guild that owns this place.
I am.
Okay. So they at least have a guild member here. Good. Okay. I am rather tired. I just traveled for several days without sleep. I'm taking a bunk. I'll leave you guys alone. You're not my business. I'm not your business. We call it a day.
Wait.
Hedon, what guild owns this building?
And by the way, when you look at this guy, he looks like he's in like peasant's clothing and stuff. But then as he gets ready for bed, you'll see the peasant's clothing kind of come off, and you will see like it was over almost skin tight leathers that are dark in color. Dude has like 20 knives on him, and several, like, he takes off his belt and you see like several vials in a pouch that he's putting down.
Ruby, what's the role for trying to figure out what the fuck this guy is and where we are exactly?
That would be sense motive and then knowledge local.
Don't have knowledge local, but I have sense motive.
All right. Sense motive would be the first, and then you get an intelligence roll.
Some questions are probably best unanswered.
Yeah, you have no clue what this guy is.
I just know I don't like this.
Yeah, he's sneaky. You know he's of the sneaky type. Nope.
Oh. Don't have sense motive.
Yep. If you don't have knowledge local, the intelligence check would require you to have a natural 20. Or I wouldn't say natural 20. You have to get a total of 20.
Alright, so what's the agenda for while we're here?
I'm
Sylvana,
heading to the arena.
yeah, Draha's heading to the arena. Sylvana goes, someone should go check to make sure that my bounty is no longer valid.
I'll go do that.
Thank you. That would be most appreciated. And then you just come right back here, and then what if the bounty is no longer valid, then we can make further plans.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
God.
I'll go trick on it.
God, I will need diplomacy or knowledge local or intimidate. Any one of those three will apply.
I'll try local.
Okay. Do you find the
I have
bounty?
all three of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably have all three. You find a bounty office. You look through the bounties. It takes you a better part of like 2 or 3 hours because there's a lot. Because you're looking at the minor bounties, not the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of those like, hey, this guy was supposed to show up in court. He didn't. Here's 10 gold. Go find his ass. Kind of thing.
Right.
Like little small, bail jumpers and stuff like that. Nothing like, oh my god, this guy's dangerous. It's more of like, hey, this guy stole an apple. He didn't show up in court. Go find him.
How dare he?
But so you peruse through there, and you search through it very thoroughly, and you find that you find the one for Sylvana, and you find that it's been crossed out and it says bounty has been determined to be not valid for local area.
For local area. Okay.
Yeah, so here in town, we're okay.
Yeah.
So I will take that information. Well, while I'm here looking at all these bounties, I want to check to see if there's anything, whether it be a bounty, non-bounty, just information period about like any lycanthropies in the area.
There's a couple bounties for some lycanthropes, but they're not unusual, I would say. It's more along the lines of, hey, a lycanthrop kind of went wild. We need to, someone get him, and, we need to capture him and contain him and fix the problem.
All right, I want to take those bounties.
Okay. It's 2 in particular. It's a werewolf and a were-rat.
All right, I want to take those bounties.
All right, fair enough. They'll hand you essentially a little receipt that tells you that you have accepted the bounty, but it also means that other people can still accept it. So just because you took it doesn't mean no one else can get it.
Can I forego the reward if only I'm able to take the bounty?
No. Like, they want to make sure it gets done, and God forbid something happens because accidents happen in this field.
Right.
So it's not so much that they don't want to pay a large number of people. It's just more of, this needs done, and we prefer to make sure it gets done.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna go back to the hideout and let everybody know that information I found as far as in the area.
Okay.
So Sylvana can now walk
do
free in
you
town.
share with us whether or not you're going bounty hunting?
Not yet.
Okay. So,
So I want to see
did
what
con-
we'll see what everybody's plans are first.
Sylvana goes,
All right.
okay, knowing that I can go now out and about in town, we can now focus on our other issue, which is
yes.
getting to Rye's sister.
Yes. I think Maria said that he might be helping us with that as well, putting in a word to... Guy says that he speaks to Lord Kobo. I look to... Draha's probably left already.
Yeah, Draha's
So I
gone.
look to Cedric.
Cedric goes,
That's the guy.
okay.
Is he known for being receptive to a lot of people, or is this actually something to be impressed with if he has some sort of personal access to him?
Kobo does make it a point to at least meet with the high-ranking students. He's not in charge of the school, but he wants to know who the high-ranking students are in case something happens. He can call upon them to help with the city.
Fair
So
enough.
he does cultivate a relationship with them, but more often than not, the person that we end up talking to, at least the students, if you're a student here, is not Shen Kobo himself, it's his wife.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah, he's married. She's from Itagaya as well. Supposedly it was some sort of arranged marriage.
Lord Kobo and his wife, what was her name?
I'm pulling that up right now. Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
Oh, come on, don't be
Well,
a pain in the ass.
it seems that it explains why there's access here to Itagaya to begin with.
Yeah.
Misoka Katsura Kobo.
Okay. Well. And as like about now, Belle actually gets into like some questions of how did you attend? So you attended this school. How does a school for adventurers work? I mean, I was, because it's like, she flails a bit because she doesn't want to say something rude.
He kind of looks at it and just goes, it's hard to explain. Different, all the tasks, like our professions, our classes, if you want to put them as, we get categorized into different subsection groups, like people who focus in melee combat, people focused in physical range, people who focus in arcane spells, people who focus in divine magics, those who work on lock-picking and disabling traps and stuff. There are all those kind of classes in the academy.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting how they work things, but it does work out. It's kind of hard to explain, but you are given some basic education, and then you're permitted to adventure once you get past a certain point, and then from there you can continue coming back for further education. Though the harder and harder lessons are taught by more proficient former adventurers.
I see.
Willow herself teaches the most advanced class in swordsman work.
So the teachers here also have up-to-date and relevant knowledge.
For the most part, yes. Though Cedric will kind of like frown his brow a bit and or furrow his brow. What the fuck is the term? Furrow his brow a bit and go, I have noticed one thing though. The most advanced magic casting students, they seem to not attend their classes on campus often. They seem to go somewhere to learn. I'm just not sure where.
Considering what powers that are at their command, and only their personal discipline, it's probably for the best.
Probably, likely.
It's like my own studies took a different turn, but I know that certain schools are very infamous for blowing things up and leaving only craters.
Indeed. But Sylvana goes, I guess we could try the process and seeing if we can meet with Kobo. Any Kobo?
Yes, and if the time is if we wind up having the time, maybe seeing about one of these more advanced professors. But, well, shall we begin?
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
And I look to the questers because they have been disturbingly quiet.
I've only got eyes for my husband.
Who has been the disturbingly quiet one? Usually there's something.
He's probably out. He's probably planning to go out and proselytize for his religion.
Oh.
Well, wait until he runs into a good horse and tries that.
If you're going to give me ideas, very well. By the way, is there orcs nearby? Please say yes.
Yes.
Marvelous. I simply go up on a pedestal or anything that will give me a bit of elevation, and I start preaching.
Oh, the orcs are gonna love you because you're gonna get thrown.
All right. We will get to...
just wait to hear how I preach. I am going to see the orcs and switch tactic from learning about how to read and write and spell to orcs. Tell me, does the great Amnuketna not teach you how to swing your sword properly so that you can decapitate an enemy with only one stroke? Does the great Amnuketna not teach you how to maintain your muscled, bound body so that you may be at the very peak of fighting proficiency?
And
And I'm going to continue.
Bell falls over from psychic damage.
We will get to what happens with that in a moment. Oh boy. All right, give me a second. All right, so Jose, you start preaching to the orcs, all right? They're going to look at you and grin and then go, we do more than swing swords here, Catman. Some of us are good with magic.
Ooh. Oh, fantastic. Then may I request a friendly duel of mystical arts? I promise only that I wish to I can't say the damn word. Help, what is this word?
Proselytize.
Thank you. Proselytize in the name of Amnuketna, and I wish to genuinely see which of you is strong enough to defeat me. So come, tell me which one of you is the strongest. I do not wish to be defeated by the weakest. I wish to take on the strongest you have, so that I may learn from the best that you have.
Bella's on the ground unconscious.
Yes. Okay, go. The child came down and is Jose getting his ass kicked by an orc.
We're getting to that.
He's now demanding to be allowed to listen.
Alright. So, Jose, you asked for the strongest one there.
Yeah.
They're gonna kind of look at you a little weird, but they're like, okay, whatever. And one of the bigger ones will grab a hold of you and kind of like lift you up and carry you. And V, you're watching your husband get like carried away.
I see it, and
He asked for this.
I'm thinking thoughts that I'm not verbalizing.
As I'm being carried off, I'm simply going to remark, hey, I said I wanted a challenge, not a arranged marriage, thank you.
Oh no, they'll carry you off and they'll bring you to a large pit that is on the edge of town. The pit is slightly muddy, but not too terribly bad. And on the other side of the pit is a rather large, kind of older orc. And he stands up and he lifts his hands to the sky, like in two big fists. And the other orcs just kind of look at you and wait for you to react.
You do notice there's someone in a brightly colored tabard nearby with flaming red hair directing things to make sure people don't die.
Wait.
Namely you.
Yeah, this is
Welcome to the arena.
Yeah, this is the orc arena.
Oh, good. Somebody's watching him.
Okay.
Watching out for him.
You honey tongue, okay. What else are you doing?
I'm going to look at the orc, and I will state... Wait, I've got to do a perception first to try and sell it. No! Oh,
Nope.
damn.
I look at the people coming in and go, who does not know the rules of the arena?
Yeah, at first, Draha does not notice it's Jose.
I'm going to look directly at this orc and go, I see you know of the mystical arts. Marvelous. May I inquire as to who taught you?
He just kind of looks at you funny and just lifts his fists up to the sky again.
Okay, is he doing this in any kind of manner Jose would recognize religious-wise, or do you... I mean specifically with Amnuketna, as I'd need a...
No, not with Amnuketna.
Okay then.
Do I notice them coming into the arena?
Oh yeah, no, you're maintaining the arena, so you see a cat person on one side who's talking, and the orc, current orc champion on the other, who is, is a spell fist.
I immediately raise my hand going, stand down for a moment. I do not think your opponent knows the rules. Sir, The rules are your challenge is whatever you lift into the air, whether that be your hands for magic or a weapon. Choose quickly.
Okay, just to be clear, it has to be one or the other, or can I like raise a weapon in one hand and my hand in the other?
Yeah, you could do that.
But I did say earlier about the hand. Jose's not on to try and. I will raise both my hands because my spells are built around diplomacy. They're not built around warfare.
All right. As soon as you raise both hands, he immediately drops his. As soon as your hands are up for maybe a second, and he'll drop his, roar out in rage, and just charge you. And as he's charging you, you will see his fists both ignite in fire.
Bartkey here.
Oh boy.
Do I recognize it at this point that it's Jose?
At
You
this
mean
point,
you couldn't
yes.
tell that when you heard his voice?
There was a distance, and she is surrounded by a lot of loud orcs.
As soon as I realized it's him, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be fun.
So, what does Jose do to react to him charging at Jose?
Run!
Now you see me. Now you don't. Bye bye.
So you cast invisibility and turn invisible. He stops for a second, you see him close his eyes, and you see him take like a defensive stance for a moment. And then you hear him start like murmuring in Orcish. I don't know if you understand Orcish.
No.
Okay, so he's murmuring something in a strange language. Then suddenly you'll see him take his right hand and slam the ground in front of him. And give me a reflex save.
How close can I get to these two knuckleheads?
You can get to the edge of the arena, and Jose was like 10 feet in from the edge.
There, I cast Overwhelming Presence.
Okay.
She gets thrown into the arena as soon as the spell leaves her hands by another orc.
Yeah, give me a second. Alright, a creature fails to save his ground, prostrates. Okay, so he needs to make a will save? Yep. Let me look up.
Okay.
I need to make sure I know his will save. That would be 7. So, plus his wisdom, so 10. He fails. So, he will start prostrating himself and so on and so forth. At this point, V, you are picked up by several orcs and tossed into the arena. Like, they're not angry. They're not angry with you. It's like they're doing it. It's almost like it's a matter of course at this point.
Rule violation! Outside assistance! You are now a combatant!
I'm going to turn to my lovely V, get down on one knee, and simply remark,
You're invisible.
"Oh, great V." Oh, that's right, so I am.
He can't see you, but you can still do it. You're like, oh, great V, and she's like, I don't see you.
Oh, great V, what do you command of thee?
Well, how many are in there? Because if it's me and Jose and the other orc, or they're in the other orcs, because the orc is prostrated before me, and Jose is... Yeah, it seems like there's not really any kind of fighting going on.
Not right now, nope. And it's gonna last for 1 round per level, so what do you do with
the spell fist?
Yep. What was that?
Draha doing her job as the mediator and asking the orcs who will join the Spellfist?
They'll all just shake their heads and just be like, nah, he's fine.
Then at this point, I'm going to turn the invincibility off. I'm assuming I can do that.
Yep, you can dismiss it.
I will turn to V and loudly proclaim, I surrendered my heart to you long ago. I surrender my body in this competition as well.
All right. V, what do you do with the guy who's prostrating?
I will go up to him and I will I will give him a kiss on the top of his head and tell him to rise.
All right.
At this point, I'm going to go over to my dear wife and loudly declare, All hail V, conqueror of catfolk and apparently orcs as well.
He will laugh and go, unconventional win, but it's still a win. You make me chuckle, Catman. And he'll pat him over, and he'll bring like his arm around V, as well, and say, you also make me chuckle. And he'll take V over to where Draha is, and at that point Draha will recognize it's V.
Oh. It's you guys. I didn't expect to see you in the arena. What the hell happened? How did you piss off the orcs enough to get brought here?
Well, I didn't want them to get hurt, so I cast a spell and they decided that I needed to go in as well. But my spell worked, and so I kind of won by default.
I literally point to the other wall, and in large writing, the rules in Common and Orcish for the arena are written there.
And one of the rules is, if you cast a spell, throw a weapon, or attempt to do any kind of attack or aid to anyone in the arena, you have now become a combatant.
It all worked out.
I will look directly towards my beautiful V and simply remark, Indeed.
All right. So we'll leave
Though
that.
I am wondering,
Yeah.
are the other orcs around here, the ones that lifted me and brought me here?
Oh yeah. And there is some interesting talk and cheering, and more fights occur in the arena. We'll get to that in a moment. We're gonna get to the other party that's doing things.
Belle is out like a light. Wherever they were, she just passed out from the sheer amount of psychic damage from Jose claiming that Amuketina taught people how to hit things.
I mean, it's a god of education, you know. I mean, weaponry, you need to learn how to use that, so technically I know I'm stretching it everything.
Yeah. All right. So,
It's like you're not only are you stretching it, you're getting deities mixed up with, like, you want an intelligent warrior, you're looking at Reinhild or something like that.
yeah. Yeah. You need
I just imagine you like hold.
Anyway.
I just imagine you holding your head for a second and then going, "Oh God, what does he do?" And collapsing.
Oh yeah.
All right. So the other group, I need checks. In this case, a diplomacy check to see if you can't talk your way into seeing the administration.
Okay. Shouldn't be too hard, especially since it's like, I don't know, potential students and whatnot.
Savannah's not helping.
Okay. Is there any way that I can be like, use my. Is there any way I could be like, oh, I want to speak to a specific. Oh, no, wait. We're talking about trying to find Kobo, right?
Yeah. Or one of the administration of the city.
Okay. One of the Kobos, so it would be diplomacy. Ha 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 ha. We looked awry.
Yeah. And he done.
Oh, he's with us?
Yeah, he traveled with you guys.
Awesome.
All right. So you guys have some talking to one of the city administrators because you find an office. They work out some things. A nominal fee is paid, which Sylvana will cover. Just give me a second. And you guys get that taken care of. Sylvana hands over the 10 platinum.
Ugh.
And he goes, excellent. One moment, please. I'll put you on the visitor docket for today. And you guys wait for what seems to be a few hours. You aren't able to identify how many hours, but it's been a few.
I would say that within that amount of time, she's probably also asked about any particular professors that deal with the planes end of things.
The administrator thinks for a moment and goes, let me see. Planes.
And any particular
that's either
practitioners that might have any in-depth knowledge of the nature of key and manipulation and all that.
Well, for planes, that would be Jolnania Lightbelt or Kaylee Lene. One of those two. For key control, they think for a moment and go, yeah, that'd be probably Nitsu Fiddle Pitch.
Fiddle what?
Fiddle Pitch.
I see. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no one ever does with him.
Is there any way I could arrange for a possible meeting with any one of the three tomorrow?
We could probably make arrangements for that. I'll see who's available. After a while, you are brought in, and you are shown to a room.
Yay!
In that room is this woman. I'm going to show her there. And I will show her up on the screen here in a second.
Oh, Lady Kobo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is she still pregnant?
No. She's had her first child. But even if she was, you wouldn't be able to tell with the outfit that she wears.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she is a human female woman. Kind of, her hair has definitely been made white over the years. Like, you're fairly certain she's probably gotten white hair early on. But she is sitting there. You are brought in. Rai, you recognize this kind of a room. This is very much like an Itagayan, nobility room. So
Yes.
I take it you respond accordingly when entering a room of a noble?
Yeah.
Alright, so Bell, Sylvana, and Hedon, you notice that Rai will take his spear, put it on the floor, and kind of walk up and kneel on the ground and then kind of like prostrate himself before her. Like face down.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we do that too?
Yes.
I is like, I look at her as like blush a little bit and is like awkwardly do the same.
Savannah will do that as well. How about Hedon?
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
Alright.
I'm gonna show respect to the elders.
Guess that's fair.
You guys will hear a voice says, "You may rise." It's a male voice. As
Okay.
you look up, you'll see one of her guards was the one who said it, as she had made a
Okay.
hand motion. Got something caught in my throat. She will go,
Hairball?
"No, it's just a piece of food." She will go, "All right, so what petition brings you before me?"
Ladies, and right.
Jeez,
Hey.
don't,
Nobody speak at one time.
yeah, I know. Don't everybody talk at once. Jeez.
Let's
I'm just a
see.
bodyguard.
I'm just looking if Rye's reluctant to speak. Belle will sit back up and say, Rai Hajime came seeking aid for his sister and who is still in Itagaya, and we're seeking acceptable passage.
In a few days' time.
So
Yeah.
she's gonna motion over to one of her guards. She'll whisper in his ear. He'll nod, leave the room, and she goes, "You do understand, Rai Hajime,
Yes, I
what exactly
do.
you're asking, and the possible complications that brings."
I know, but my sister is ill and will need to. They are here to help her.
So you're going to go to Itagaya, collect her, and come back.
Yeah.
All right. You do understand that Itagaya currently is still embroiled in a civil war.
I know.
All right. While my husband and I do try to keep that conflict out of our city, it has on occasion come to our shores. The gentleman will come back in with a scroll, and she will look at all and go, "Who is the most learned one here?"
I point his finger at the book nerd.
It's like I take a look at Sylvana and they're like, I don't know whether or not who's the more learned between the two of us.
She'll sigh, and
I
then
think they're both equal.
she'll hand the scroll to Rai and just go, "Please show this to them so that they understand."
Yes. I go and show them the
Right.
scroll.
This is going to be a long post.
Oh my god.
This is what's on the scroll. It is all the laws involving foreign people in Itagaya.
This
Yeah,
is a
hold
lot
on.
of
Yeah, there's a lot of
It-
rules.
it's a lot of words that all come down to the same thing. If we were technically at, we need a sponsor, and if we basically poke around, and we will be surveilled, we go anywhere unexpected, any crimes we break, it'll go right back to the sponsor, and if we're lucky, we'll just get tossed back out of the
Yep.
country.
Mhm.
There's more than a few things here that, well, if we pry too much, then we'll probably be executed. If not, then, well, they don't say anything about torture here, but, well, one assumes that advanced interrogation may or may not be involved before either of the two punishments.
Yes, so you do understand the consequences if you go.
Well, we aren't
Yeah.
necessarily going there to stay, and what his sister decides about whether or not to leave the country with us or not, well, we'll see.
Yes. What clan lands does the sister reside in?
The Lion Clan. Right? I think
Yes, you said Lion Clan.
Yes, the Lion Clan.
She will sigh and go, not exactly the most welcoming of clans, but not the worst.
I had a brain fart on that.
Table chatting wise, is the Lion Clan your Rise family's allies, or were they the ones that attacked?
No, they were allies.
Okay. So, it might work out a little better. Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. They may change, who knows?
At the very least, help the orphans of loyal followers.
She will nod and go, we can make the arrangements for you to be sent to a port there. A letter will be provided from the administration here, letting them know that we've at least assisted you that far, and that while we are not your sponsors, your reasons for going into the country we feel are fair and just. It'll be up to you to attain a sponsor while there, and that sponsor will be responsible for making sure you are escorted to your sister. You will collect your sister and then leave the same way you came in.
Yeah. That's fair.
Excellent.
And I suspect that, well, that you expect at least to have a favor owed that you may call in on?
Yes, amongst other things. She will nod. And she goes, though I dare say one of our school's allies, I believe, wants to have a conversation with you anyway.
Dum, dum, dum.
In fact, they are waiting in another room to have that discussion with you.
I see. Well,
So it was on their behest, them calling in a favor, that allowed us to write this letter for you.
I see. Well, and I am also genuinely curious as to who these individuals are. Thank you very much for your
Anybody
time and
gonna send
assistance.
for the remaining party members who aren't there?
Oh yeah, no, they'll be sent for. She goes, thank you. They'll be waiting for you in a room where the guards will escort you to. Please wait there.
Very well.
In which case the guards will stand next to you while you guys get up, and they'll walk both in front and behind you, leading you to a meeting room that has a large dark oak table that's like very well polished. And there's nobody in there right now, but the table is there, and there are plenty of seats.
Yay.
For the other party, the scale guard will come and kind of like, they look like they're looking at a piece of parchment. They'll nod, and then they'll go find Draha, Jose, and V, and bring them with them to the administration building.
Before I get dragged off again, I will go to the orcs, and a few of them I will genuinely try to convince.
Convinced to worship Abnu Ketna?
Yes, but I'm going to try and put a bit of a spin on it.
Okay. And by the way, the scale guard aren't just like grabbing and dragging you off. They talk to you, and they're like telling you, hey, there's a high-ranking person who wishes to speak to all of you.
And
I shall do
I
with the
get the tabard
momentarily.
off and find who's ever supposed to be my replacement going, I need to go with the scale guard for some stuff.
Okay. Alright, so you're attempting to diplomacy the orcs into worshipping Omniket. Alright, let's hear it. Let's go.
First, didn't need the second roll, a 35 diplomacy. I'm going to turn to some of them and go, tell me, who is it better to learn from? A god whose very existence is the reason and purpose of education? Or one who embodies simply one aspect of that education? Aspect of that education.
The orcs will listen to you, they'll nod, but for the most part, they're gonna...
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm not done yet. I will carry on. Tell me, does it not make more sense to you to worship the one who focuses not on singular combat, for example? It's all well and good knowing how to sharpen a sword, but if you don't know how to use it, what good does it do? Surely Amnuketna, the god who focuses on education specifically, would have a better idea how to sharpen it, would have a better idea how to use it. Does this not also apply to armor, weaponry, shields, how you approach tactics, how you gather information on your enemy. It's one thing to charge into a fortress. It's another to know when the guard's shift changes and which guards are susceptible to a bribe. Surely I say to you, what sense does it make to worship a god who focuses solely on one aspect, when you can worship a god who will not just focus on that aspect that you personally have a direct interest in, but also on other aspects that will further increase the aspect you currently hold in such high great esteem? I mean, look at you, you're high-trained warriors. Just think what you could do under the guise of Amnuketna. Hell, look
The
at
orcs
me.
are probably going to look at you rather insulted.
Some of them will look insulted. Others will be like, look, we hear you out. You're preaching your God's good word. We understand that. We appreciate that you won and you respected our rules. But a lot of us aren't in the market for a new deity. We have our deity, we worship him well, and he takes care of us. You have a great day.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter how good your diplomacy check is. If they're not interested in the idea at all, then you could have a diplomacy check of like 90 and they still would be like, yeah, we worship our god. Thank you for your kind words. They're most appreciated.
Well, it can't be said I didn't try to grow the flock, as it were.
And
Raha just looks at
somewhere.
him and is like, you should be really happy those were the nice ones. Otherwise, you would have gotten smacked.
Yep.
Some of them don't take kindly to proselytizing.
So,
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
If one of them had have smacked me, would I have been, like I say this in character, would I have been within my rights to fight back?
Yeah.
I'm not asking because I want them to smack me, but I'm genuinely curious as you seem to know them. And I forget the name of your character.
Draha.
I'm from around here. I grew up with them. I know their god. Their god is my god. Yeah, you could have, but with this close to the arena, you probably would have just ended up back in the arena in a fist fight.
I got rather
And
good
the
at
Scale Guard
those,
kind of
but-
need us, and that's not gonna go well because the Scale Guard and the Orcs have an understanding, and they don't piss with each other.
But, sweetheart, you're too pretty to get in a fist fight.
My sweet. And with that is enough
Let's
distraction
get a
to
move
keep
on
it
before
busy.
you two cause a scene. Let's go.
All right.
Just for that, I'm going to go right over to V and kiss her on the lips and pull her into a tight hug. And
Raha's
as
already
soon as
walking towards the administration building.
All right. So as Jose and V and Draha arrive, you guys all find seats, and there's still that person not here. And then maybe like a couple minutes later, suddenly the door will open, and you'll see a gentleman who has kind of like a bluish purple kind of mixture hair. It's like two-tone almost. It's like purple with, it's like blue with purple highlights.
Okay.
And it's in like a nice, like simple kind of like dual braid going down his back. And like the dual braid eventually comes to one braid, and that goes down to like the center of his back. He is in mage's robes that are like also this vibrant blue, almost with like a silver sparkle to it.
Mm-hmm.
And he will just like look at everyone and go, "Oh, I seem to have arrived slightly later than expected. Most unfortunate. Pleasure to meet you all." As he goes walking by, and you'll see in his hands is a large leather tome.
Your name, sir?
He will go. Yes, my name. I forgot. I'm not used to speaking with many people often. He sits down, opens his tome, and goes, my name is Monthrek Arcanus. It's a pleasure.
Fuck you.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. Let me see. And he looks down his.
Sorry, that was Anne, not the character.
He looks down his list and goes.
I was about to say, whoa, we just met the guy. Why are you telling him to F off for it?
According to
No,
my
I know who built this character, and this is going to be a headache.
I see. Let's see. We have Hedon, which is Hedon of Andorra. He points over at Hedon. I believe that's you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. We have Rai Hajime from Itagaya.
Yes.
Excellent. Draha Kulir from the local community.
Nods.
Then we have Vina and Jose Quester from Opus.
Hello.
Hello there.
And we have
Hey.
Belle, Annabella Lee, and like you see his eyes kind of like almost go kind of like out of focus for a moment and then go back into focus and go, oh yes, I see your spirit Miss Daae is here as well. Excellent.
Fair.
And then lastly, Sylvana Frostfire of Ira Terra. Interesting. Yes. As I said before, my name is Monthrek Arcanus. I represent an organization that works closely with the Scale Strike Academy, especially for those who are of superior capabilities.
You are too kind.
Indeed. So you, Miss Annabella Lee, were asking about information regarding Ki and spirits and things of that nature, correct?
Yes. I seem to have stumbled onto something new. Or at least I'm trying to confirm whether or not that is the case.
Monthrek will kind of look at you and then go, well, I wouldn't call it new, but I would say it's being retreaded. It's not common, let's just say that.
I see.
Interesting. And then, let's see what else. You all were the ones who provided Mr. Rush with taurine artifacts, in particular the power core.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. And
Out of character, for a moment, I thought you said power cord.
Interesting. So you have had some interactions with taurine technology.
Not by
Yes.
choice, but yes.
And then, Miss Lee, you work for the Department of Mysteries.
My specific order in service of Amuketna is the Order of Mysteries and Creation. Yes.
Mysteries and Creation. And they are a subgroup under the Endless Tome.
I believe
Interesting.
so. Yes.
And he will cast a spell and then go, all right, a few questions for all of you. How do you feel about the idea of mages ruling over all others?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And do be honest, I'll know if you're lying.
Honestly, I think it would depend on the mage. But that being the general modus operandi for an entire nation, that is extremely unwise. It opens the way for infighting, for idiocy in control.
I think it's bullshit.
I don't like that idea at all.
No one group should have power over everyone.
Belle looks deeply uncomfortable.
And my understanding is that all of you, several of you have various deities you worship, so that's a point in that favor.
Right, at this point, I'm going to look over to my fellow believer and go, why, I do believe he might be referring to us.
I'm referring to your entire party. The only people who are not religious in your party are your polearm fighter and your alchemist, and likely one of your two catfolk. And at that point,
I worship my husband.
He's not
At this point, I'm going to turn to my fellow believer and go, wait a minute, Amnocaton not a god. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Oh, she looks ready to kill you.
the gentleman will look at B, and B, you have that feeling like his eyes are boring into you.
Can I speak for just a moment?
You may.
Sir, I believe that your information may be a bit wrong.
In what way?
First of all, may I ask, with all respect, how you got your information as to the fact that my fellow friends may not be religious, as you put it?
It comes from a source that I rather trust, and he is rather good at these kind of things, not to mention my own magics and capabilities and information network.
Gotcha. Okay, I kind of figured that's where it was. And again, in all respect, you may want to correct your misinformation, because out of everybody present, and I'm sure the others will agree,
I gotta go soon. I know.
it's more than likely that I am the only one that is non-religious.
He will look at you and go, you minorly worship Ku, but not, you are not a fervent worshiper. He points at Sylvana and goes, she worships nothing. And then points at Rye and goes, also, the belief system of his area does not venerate any god or deity.
Oh, I can't argue on that, but I do not worship any god by any means. I think they should all die. So again, I'm not saying your information is completely wrong, but you may want to recheck said information.
It is after 9, by the way, guys. So we're gonna have to put a pause here on a cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun. Oh my god.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming to our wonderful planar war game. I hope everybody had fun today.
Yes.
Yes.
We will have our,
Yep. It's like, yeah,
Information on some were creatures.
it's like, oh boy, are there going to be words between a certain pair here soon?
Yep.
Mhm.
Though
Who knows?
if I may slip in a quick message to one Bob, Angeduin is aware of this guy. I we all hope you are enjoying the show, and today's code word is not right.
Not right.
Not right. No.
And comment down below, man. We appreciate the comments. Anyway, please make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves mentally, physically. That's always important. And I know you guys all come to my wonderful Resplendent Tavern for the witty banter, but you stay to throw fireballs around and torture me with facehuggers. I will catch you guys all later. Toodles!
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.